Millennium Leather managers travel the world visiting tanneries. We review tanning processes and monitor current production to ensure the best quality and highest value leathers are being delivered. Opportunities and improvements are discussed with current and potential new vendors. We are constantly looking for new articles to improve the Millennium line. The following steps are involved in producing top quality leather used for the Millennium furniture. We will follow the processes from raw hides arriving at the tannery to finished, packaged leather sent to our facilities around the world. Hides come from all over the world. The world's largest producers of hides are the United States and Brazil. Country of origin and the breed of animals can determine the size, quality, and price of the hides. Hides are delivered to the tannery as raw hides, meaning that the hair is still on and has not been permanently preserved. Raw hides are tumbled to remove excess materials and dirt that can interfere with the tanning process. Salts that were used to temporarily protect the hides will also be removed by this operation. Next, the hides are loaded into large drums to begin the chemical processes that will turn the raw hide into leather. First, the hair is removed with a combination of lime and sulfide. The hair will start to break down and dissolve. The hides will swell and absorb water. This extra water will later be released and wash out the inner portion of the hide. This process is called liming. Next, the hides are washed and the pH is lowered in a process called deliming. The hides start to relax and release water absorbed during liming. When deliming is complete, the hides are ready for tanning. The tanning process is carried out with basic chemical additions while chromium salts are introduced. The chromium attaches to the hide and transforms it to a preserved state. This preserving allows the hide to resist bacterial attack, heat, chemicals, and physical use. The hides are now referred to as wet blue because of their color. They are strong, thick, and now permanently preserved. The wet blue hides are now transformed to a wringing machine, removing some of the water used in the previous processes. Removing the water allows the surface of the hide to be viewed. Now that the hair is removed, the tanner can now see the grain quality of the leather. The leathers are sorted into categories based on grain quality as well as size and shape. Only certain hides can be used to make the leather for Millennium furniture. After the wet blue is selected for a category, it is leveled or split to the thickness that will be required for a specific product. This creates two separate pieces, a top grain and a split. Both the top grain and the split will be further processed. To make the product thickness even more consistent, the wet blue is shaved. This operation ensures that the finished product will be consistent. The edges of the leather are trimmed, removing material that will not be usable. Now the wet blue hides are weighed and loaded into die drums. These drums are similar to the unhairing and tanning drums. The dimensions and speed at which the drums are rotated create different characteristics in the leather. First, the leather is retanned. Retanning materials are added to the leather to enhance the hand and elegance of the finished product. The retan can give a strong, firm hand, a light, soft hand, or a neutral compromise. This process allows uniquely different characteristics to be created in the article made from the same stock. Dye is now added to the drum. Aniline dyes penetrate the leather completely and create the base color of the finished product. The color is chosen so that it complements the finished article. The color is rarely exactly the same color as the finished article, but it is an open and transparent look that will help with the depth of color in the end. Finally, fat liquors or oils are added to the leather to soften and make the finished article flexible. The choice of oil makes a large impact on the final feel. The base leather is now finished. It has a very natural open appearance that increases the desirable value of the leather. After dyeing, the leather must be dried. The most common way to dry is toggle drying. Workers stretch the wet leather out over perforated metal screens and lock it in place with toggles. This procedure will help to flatten the leather. The screens are then passed through heated forced air chambers drying the leather. After drying, we refer to the leather as crust. After drying, crust is somewhat stiff at this point. The fibers have been dried in a stationary position and have taken a strict form. The edges are again trimmed, removing unusable material and some of the marks made by the toggles. Then the crust is put through a staking machine that mechanically works the crust, loosening and flexing the fibers and oils. The resulting crust is considerably softened and easy to work with. We can start to see the suppleness of the hide.